my channel, Barb's Favorite Foods. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a filled chocolate. I'm going to be filling it with a salted caramel, which I've done a previous video for, and I'll link in this video as well. But you can actually fill your chocolate with anything that you desire. As often as I'm able, I like to make gifts rather than buy them. I think that it's a lot more thoughtful and people tend to appreciate them more. And this chocolate recipe is a perfect gift to give seasonally, whether it be Valentine's Day or Christmas. You can buy different molds of different shapes to signify the occasion. Working with molding chocolate can sometimes be a little bit intimidating, but don't worry. Through this video, I'm going to show you some quick and easy steps to take and some considerations that you're going to need to make sure that your chocolate is a success every time you make it. So let's get started. Okay guys, first thing you want to do is get a double boiler going. If you don't have a double boiler, it's easy enough to take a pot and put a mixing bowl on top of it. Key thing that you want to make sure of is that you don't want the chocolate to come in contact with water. With this recipe, you're going to need to do a technique with the chocolate called tempering. Don't worry, I know it sounds very scientific. I can put in my description box below some videos that get into the science of tempering, but basically the Coles notes is that tempering is a technique that when you melt the chocolate, it brings the temperature up to a certain point and you then need to bring the temperature back down. And this step is actually really important for 3 reasons. Number 1, it makes sure that when the chocolate is done, it's nice and shiny. Number 2, it allows for the chocolate to easily come out of the mold. And number 3, it makes sure that when you're done with your final product, the chocolate actually stays nice and firm. You're going to add the chocolate to the double boiler, leaving a bit of the chocolate behind. You're then going to use a rubber spatula to melt the chocolate down until it's completely melted. So now that we've brought the temperature up to melt the chocolate, it's time to bring the temperature back down to temper the chocolate. Part of what you're going to be doing is stirring, bringing a little bit of air into it. Also, this reserve chocolate that we saved is going to go into the mixture. I took a chocolate class a couple of years ago, and this is where I learned how to do this technique. Of course, you don't remember a lot of what you take when you do these classes, but the one thing I do remember is that you need to take the time to temper the chocolate because it's a crucial step. Before we actually start the mold process, we need to test the chocolate to make sure it's actually tempered. What I mean by test is to take a small portion of the chocolate and put it against a spatula and have that sit for a few minutes. Approximately 4 minutes, because this is dark chocolate. I'll put more details in my description box below. And essentially, if the chocolate is solid by the end of that point, then that means you're ready to start. If it isn't, you need to continue the temper process. Okay, so it's been 4 minutes, and great news, our chocolate is solid. Nothing on my hands. So we're ready to move on to the next step, which is filling the mold. There are literally so many different ways that I've seen that you can fill a mold. This is the cleanest way that I've found that causes the least amount of mess. Whatever works for you. So essentially you take a silicone brush and you use it to fill out the mold. I do this step twice. The first time I do it, once it's done to my satisfaction, I put it in the fridge to harden, and then I take it out about 5 minutes later, do the step again, and once it's hardened, you'll be able to see if there's any holes or anything. Again, this is a bit of a crucial step because if you don't do the step properly, the filling of your chocolate, our salted caramel, is going to start to ooze out. Take it out of the freezer, give it a once over, because this is your last opportunity before you fill it. And if you see any open areas, use your brush and send it back into the freezer. So now it's time to get the caramel ready to be filled with the chocolate. To get it into your vessel, I put it into a glass so that can stay nice and stable, and then I add the caramel to it. You're going to be tempted to fill it to the top, but we're going to fill it about 2/3 because we need to leave enough room to put chocolate on top so we can seal our chocolate candy. If you have any issues managing the caramel, put it back into the fridge or the freezer. The colder it is, the more stable it is to manage. Okay, everybody, it's the moment of truth. Pretty excited because I can see right away the chocolate is really shiny, which means that I've tempered it properly. Doesn't look super perfect, but that's okay because it's thought that counts. So because this is a silicone mold, sort of pull the sides to help loosen the chocolate. So let's pull to one side and the other. I usually have one or two chocolates that don't make the cut and they fall apart. So let's see how it goes this time. Looks good. Nice and shiny. Oh, I think this is a record. They all worked out. Wow, I've never had that happen before. What I like to do to finish it is I usually like to put a bit of a decoration on top of the chocolate to give my recipient a little bit of a hint as to what's inside. I used to hate it when I was growing up and I would get a box of chocolate and you would never know what it is. You take a bite and it would be something really gross that you didn't enjoy. So I have some flaky salt here that I'll use to top the chocolate. Just a tiny little bit because you already have the salt from the salted caramels. And then you repeat the process to finish up the rest of your chocolate and your caramel. Thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully I've inspired you to make your own homemade gift, maybe for your Valentine. Let me know in the comments below if you've tried this recipe and what you've decided to fill your chocolate with. Maybe it was ganache, maybe it was buttercream. I'd love to know. If you like what you've seen and you want to see more of my videos, be sure to subscribe and ring the bell so you can be notified when new videos get uploaded. Please share my channel with your friends and family. Who knows, maybe somebody will make you some chocolate out of it. Thanks for stopping by and see you next time.